Welcome to the OhioRAAM Show.
Well, hello everyone. This is Jim Lawyer here, and you're watching a live OhioRAAM show, the show about ultracycling and all things cycling. Hey, Lee.
Hi, Jim. Well, needless to say, you broke up there a little bit. I should say
sorry.
that Jim is in a different location tonight, and well, don't be sorry. I'm sure that you decided to do that, didn't you?
Yes, up here with Team Shivington, working on a team meeting for a world record attempt coming up that we're going to cover for him.
Okay, so you're up there with that, and
Yep.
You're getting to be a fixture in the World Ultracycling Association, Jim.
I think so. It's been one of those days.
Yeah. Well, and you've been doing the aerobic. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Yep.
Let's talk about our time stations here in Ohio. Time stations 41 in Oxford, 42 in Blanchester, and 43 in Chillicothe. Race Across America time stations. And also, we want to always talk about Mike Minium, the sign man, who puts these signs up across Ohio and Indiana. And on the OhioRAAMshow.com website, there's a place you can drop a few coins on him. We'll talk more about that. We get closer
Definitely
to the Race Across America. Well, we do want to make sure people make their comments.
Yes, definitely.
Questions. And those who do get their name put in a hopper for a little prize. Let's give away a mouse pad again, Jim.
Okay, and I don't have that set up yet. I need to get that set up. Sorry.
Do you need me to set it up? Or?
No, I got it. I'm a little out of sorts because I'm not in my home turf.
Okay, if you need help, just yell. We'll get it fixed for you.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I do want to talk a little bit. Well, like I said, make your comments, questions, YouTube, Facebook, right down there at the bottom. There's a place you can make a comment, and we'll be glad to have them. I do want to talk a little bit about the time shifting because people are asking why you're on different times. So the idea so far we're going with is to try to be on at a time that's convenient for the guests and will get a maximum audience in the part of the world where the guest resides. And so that means 3 o'clock for Europe and United Kingdom and so forth is Eastern Daylight Time here. In the United States, we generally do it at 8. When we have India on, that'll be another matter. But we'll get to that when we come to it. And poor Jim, he's trying to set up on the fly.
Yep.
He generally does this an hour or so ahead of time. But that's why we have those things. And I want to say, people say, well, when is it? Well, I want to say now, for example, on YouTube, right? See where this arrow points that says the very date and the time in your part of the world. That's adjusted to your location. That's assuming you've got the clock set right in your computer, Jim.
Definitely, yes, that's for sure.
But most people do. That's generally not an issue. Once in a while, you'll run into that. And it's pretty much in the same location in Facebook. So when you see us publish a show, just look there and you'll see when it is. And you'll all see beside it, there's a little reminder button. You can click that. And while we're talking about YouTube, also, this down here is where you subscribe. And we say ring that bell.
Yes.
That's the little bell right there beside that arrow.
Definitely.
And that helps put you notifications. So we want to keep that in mind. Other than that, we don't have much news besides talking about next week's show.
Yes.
Hey everybody, my name is Tracy McKay. I own T-Mac Ultra, where I specialize in the development of endurance athletes and their crews. My background is in organizational psychology as well as fitness development and planning. Kind of put those two things together, and here we are. 25 years later, we've got 3 world records and over 30 world championships under our belt. We look forward to seeing you, taking your questions on April the 17th on the OhioRAAM show, where I'll be speaking with Jim Lawyer and Lee Kreider on the development of teams. All right. So we look forward to seeing you then. Take care.
Next Sunday, and that'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Yes.
Again, you can find the time there. Let me get rid of that thing.
You got it?
I think so.
Okay. I didn't want to double press the button on you.
No,
You got it.
I got it taken care of.
Yep.
So a little piece of additional news. We were having, it's my fault I didn't follow through. Dex Took is going to be on with him, Jim.
Okay, excellent. That'd be
didn't
great.
know that
great.
until just
did
now.
Did not know. No, I did not.
I talked with Dex on the phone. It's a little iffy because Dex has an on-call job, and it all depends whether or not
Yep.
he's on call. So
Yes,
that's
definitely
the story there.
Yep.
Hey, let's get on to Texas or Puerto Rico, wherever we're going with Maria Vazquez.
Hey, Maria.
Hi. How are you?
Welcome back to the OhioRAAM show. Glad to have
definitely.
you here.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here again.
Yeah. So last weekend you were doing the Longhorn 500. Do you want to tell a little about that?
Yes, Longhorn. All I can tell you, those 500 miles, the road was cheap seal.
Ooh.
My hands are still numb, and more cattle guards than I can remember. We've had a lot of those. Interesting route, because I personally like when you make a lot of turns, and it was a lot of right, left. That keeps me entertained. So that I loved. But yeah, it was bumpy, and the cattle guards were a challenge. But I survived. I finished. So
Outstanding.
Well, very good. I'd heard rumors that it was a tough course. So you're going to be doing the race across the West in 2022, correct?
Yes, that is correct. It's 9 weeks from now.
9 weeks.
Yes. Coming up quick.
I know. I thought I had more time, and I was talking this morning with someone, and they said, "Wait, is it 9 weeks away?" So yeah, just 9 weeks away. But I gotta say that I'm excited. I'm happy with my performance at the Longhorn. I think that was my race to check how I was doing, and I think I'm good. I'm on track.
So it'll be about twice what the Longhorn was, not quite, but
yes. When I finished the race, my crew chief said, "Well, you finished 500. Are you ready for 432 more?"
Not on the chip seal, right?
Yeah. But
well, Maria, I don't want to prolong this too long, but somebody just walked in the back door here. Who I don't know if you know them or not, but you're going to get acquainted with them. Sylvia Moss, who's going to be in the.
Hey, Sylvia.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you doing?
And
How are you feeling?
I am feeling great. My hands are the only things that I'm not feeling quite themselves yet. But yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that first 237 miles of cobblestone. Yeah. The highways it's the highways, the 2-lane highways where they can go 70 miles an hour. But, it's really scary. But the worst is just the composite of the road. We did a lot of farm roads and ranch roads. The composite's different. It's more like Borrego. It's bad, but it's not horrible. So that was much better. But she's right. The cattle guards and the deer I mean, the amount of wildlife at night, it's scary. It slows you way down because it's scary.
That was just I couldn't believe it. I mean, it kept me awake though. Like it kept me awake because I was in shock. I couldn't believe how many there were out there. And they were waiting for you to go by. So
yeah, it was scary because they were running, trying to, and then they dart out into the road, and then they dart and they try to jump a fence, and they'd hit it, and they'd land on their back, and it's not fun.
Yeah, kept me awake for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, if we can just keep these two ladies talking to each other.
I know. I can sleep because I'm tired as heck today. So I totally understand.
Sylvia did amazing out there. And she did Hell Week actually, right?
Yeah, I did Hell Week. Hell Week was super fun. Hell Week was nice, and we didn't ride any of the highways pretty much. We rode short sections of the highways during Hell Week just to get to another off-road. But last year the entire race was that cobblestone. The whole 500, it was really way worse because it was just never ending. It's like your teeth are chattering, and yeah, it's just not fun.
Yeah, there was a point where I actually called someone and I said, I might stop. And I have to confess, I everything upper body was hurting, like the arms and hands. Yeah. And we didn't think fast enough to, bring the PSI from the tire side lower. We just thought about it, way into the race. And I'm like, why didn't I think about that? So
you could ride a gravel bike on that first loop and be way more comfortable.
Yeah.
With bigger tires and just, maybe slower, but the fatigue that your body takes from all that vibration and your hands and everything.
Yes. I don't think I remember ever. Typically 200 for me are, easy going. Yeah. And they were rough. Like they were
vibration,
really draining mentally also. Yeah.
These guys don't know what to do. Yep. So you started your training for RAAM?
I mean, I've been training that race. I'm not going to lie. I was scared because the Longhorn was like a checkup for me.
Yeah, for sure.
So, whether finishing, it was not about finishing only. It was also finishing and dialing in a lot of things and making sure that everything went the way I wanted it. To make sure that I was on track for Race Across the West. And I have to say that I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah, you did great. We kept checking. We were cheering you on the whole time.
I'm happy. I think that's why I was a little bit more anxious about the race because if I finished and I didn't feel good, I know I was behind my training.
The training, yeah.
But it's not being fun to know that I was 9 weeks away from Race Across the West. But, I'm happy where I finished. So not necessarily time wise, but overall speaking, the food.
But the bottom line, it's the finish. And for Race Across the West, that's the bottom line. It's the finish. And because so many variables can happen, especially with the heat, and that just kind of starts it off for some people, where the struggle through the heat, and then the continual struggle because of the heat. The heat, you're lucky. You can heat train. And I can heat train, and I think the heat training is just huge after last summer where so many people went down.
Yes.
Including my partner. It's just, it's if you're not used to it, it's
brutal.
Yeah.
Even when you're used to it, takes a lot of mental strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to manage because it's so hot. Well, I mean, the hottest last summer was like 131.
Yep.
It's just so hot that your body, your crew just has to try to keep you alive and going through it by keeping your core temperature low enough that you can stay on the bike. Really, your crew is so important in keeping you cool during that time. And so then my crew just kept giving me cold, wet rags. And as I went by them, that one would hand it, I'd wipe my body down and then pass it off to the one standing further. And they just kept doing that like every mile for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is that it dries super fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't getting it on my clothes. I would just put it on my skin.
Yeah,
you know, it was amazing how I really think it just kept me alive after George had to go get an emergency couple of bags at the.
Yeah. But you carried them on. That was awesome. Maria, was there any one thing you took away from the 500 mile that's going to help you in Raw, you think?
Well, I mean, there were a few things. You mean like will help me?
Yeah.
There were a few things. I think it's the first time that I went through the entire race without feeling I need to sleep, and that was a huge, not setback, the opposite, a gain.
Yes.
So I typically there's a time frame where I struggle a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been cautiously training for that.
Right.
And I'm happy. I just slept 3 times. I did 2 naps of 5 minutes, 1 nap of 7 minutes, and that was it in 44 hours. So that was the one thing that I was trying to dial in, that will, transfer to Raw hopefully and help. And then the food we have been struggling, or I have been struggling at night. I've become nauseous at night, and we couldn't figure out if it was the food or altitude at Hoodoo. I got sick, and I don't think it was altitude, but I don't know if it was me pushing beyond, the limit.
Right.
So I paced myself at the Longhorn in the beginning because, if you don't pace yourself, you're going to suffer later on the race, and that's something that you don't want to do through 900 miles. So pacing myself, the food, which I was able to do liquid basically the entire time, and not feeling like I need a nap, like I need to sleep. Those were huge gains that I think will transfer very good to Race Across the West. So
outstanding. Now, is the same crew that helped you at the 500 going to be the crew at Raw?
No, we have through the races I've been trying a few people, and crew chief will be the same. He's been my crew chief for a little bit now, some time now. We've been friends since I started cycling. He's going to be my crew chief. I have somebody who's crewed for me many times, and I trust him, with my life. He drives. He's a driver mechanic. And we've crewed for other people together. There's people coming from Puerto Rico, because of course we need to have people from Puerto Rico in the crew. There's my partner, my boyfriend, who's be part of it, and he's been crewing for a little bit now with me. So yes, I wish I would have that same group as other riders have or other racers have, but I don't.
That takes time to develop.
Yeah. Correct. So yes, I'm gonna pick and choose from the different races that I've had. Shane and Carrie were wonderful. They're local, so one of my main things for picking them for Longhorn is that they were, in Texas, so it was a little bit easier. And Shane actually has been helping me with the nutritional aspect, so that was one of the things why I brought him for the Longhorn, because we wanted to dial in a few things nutritional.
Outstanding. Lee, do you have any questions?
I just want to say, remind people, if you'd like to get in on this little contest, be sure to make a comment. If you don't have a question or a comment, just tell us where you're located. I think I see somebody maybe from Puerto Rico on here. I'm not sure, but if you're here, let us know. Just make a comment down there. And we just want to hear from you. Now, I know that Maria always wants to know about goals. So, ladies, what are your goals for Raw?
Finish. I believe. For me. Yeah, I believe that if I finish, I have to find out, but I believe that if I finish, or when I finish, I should be saying, I will become the first Puerto Rican female to finish ever. So
awesome.
I know that there's, Yeah, I know there's a guy that actually I know. He was the first Puerto Rican, like the male version, who finished. I would love to finish to become the first Puerto Rican. So finishing will be like great.
Yep.
Same thing
Awesome.
for
Also,
you.
I think that for me always is that it was a positive experience for the whole team, because you can finish and ends up that, it wasn't such a great time for everybody. I want everyone coming out of it feeling like that was a group effort.
Awesome. Dusty says you're both awesome in Texas. That's great.
So was she.
Exactly.
And we
Yeah,
get a
that's-
question from Daniel out here. How did you manage saddle comfort?
Infinity Saddle, team code Peanut.
There you go. Awesome saddles. We love them.
I gotta go make an appointment with them. I don't know. I don't get saddle sores. I mean, I'm gonna knock on wood. I do get on my seat bones start bothering me. So that's why I will probably go and make an appointment with Infinity. I've heard nothing but good things about it. But my seat bones suffer a lot. Yeah, I get two nice bruises.
You'll get some relief then for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mhm.
Another question from Dwayne. How much of a difference, Maria, do you see from Ohio training to Arizona training? I know we can all answer that one.
That is opposite ends. I mean,
Yes.
Ohio was gloomy and cold, and you could have the entire on a day you could have warm and cold weather at the same time. Arizona
Yes.
is pretty hot.
Yes.
It's quite challenging. I think it took me a while to get used to it. Actually, I'm from Puerto Rico, but our heat is humid. Like we have humidity down in Puerto Rico. Here is a dry heat. So when I moved here, it took me a while to get used to. And I go out. I think I moved here June, July. So I just grabbed my bike, go out, and I almost died that first time. Yeah, I know, Dwayne.
Yeah, I pulled out of the garage and it's snowing. It was yesterday here.
Yeah.
I know.
And it's going to be what, 70 Wednesday? I tell you, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. It's super hard for me.
Excellent. Lee?
Hey, just Jim.
Sorry.
I'm having trouble finding where you turn the names on. I thought I knew where that was at, but
I turned it off. Sorry, yeah, they did. I turned it off due to the coverage of the Uri ride all day today.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry. Let me get there.
Oh, that's okay.
See if I can find it.
But did I do that?
Sylvia, I can't remember. Are you doing it solo? Oh, you are doing it solo. Okay.
Yeah. I figure if I'm gonna, I did it in 2016. I figure if I'm gonna try to do RAM in a couple years, then I want to see how I do again now.
There we go.
7 years. So.
Yeah, there's a few strong women out there this year.
I just want to be get a good solid time. I'm old. I'm not, it's just like I just getting to the end and having all my friends, still my friends on my crew. That's the goal.
That hasn't always happened,
I know.
Definitely.
Well, I was going to say, now you've got some strong competition out there. I don't know if you want to call them competition or not. We had invited everyone, all the women, the Race Across the West on here. I think Leah was on the show, 2 or 3 times last year. Maybe she got tired of us, Jim.
I know.
But
tired of our antics.
And Jen's been on a number of times. Jen Orr, am I correct? Won it overall once, did she not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say Leah might stand a good chance to do the same thing.
Yeah,
You think?
There,
just
there's,
maybe.
I'm really
Yeah,
excited
yeah,
what's happening.
that's why my goal is just finishing.
Yes,
I'll
yes.
be happy finishing. I'll be happy finishing.
Yeah, getting caught up in all that stuff doesn't necessarily deem helpful once you can spend a lot of energy on stuff that's really not
Yeah.
important there.
Yes.
And then there's no way to know,
Because so
Definitely.
much stuff can happen. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Hopefully nothing. Hopefully nothing,
Yeah,
But
and you just
Well, it could
prepare
happen
and
to
you.
anyone.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Dusty is asking, are you doing any specific heat or altitude training for RAW this year?
I usually the heat. I mean, we have heat here everywhere. But the altitude, we usually move north to Flagstaff, and I'll be doing that before Race Across the West.
Mhm.
I don't know that I get that altitude gets to me that much, but yeah, we usually move and ride a little bit in Flagstaff, which it's a little bit high here in Phoenix. So
Gotcha.
yeah, and I'm living in Borrego Springs, so I have the heat and I've got the
You got it all. Yeah. A
So.
little quick shout out to my Aunt Susie. Hey, Aunt Susie.
That's my adopted aunt.
Yes.
I adopted her. I don't think, Jim, she has adopted.
No, I think she has.
Okay,
Definitely.
all right, well,
You're worthy.
all right. Very good. Very good. Okay. Is there any other questions out there? Have we seen all the comments?
I think I have gone through all of them.
Yeah.
Any
Very
sponsors
good.
you want to give a shout out to, or any charities that you guys are doing for?
Yeah, Infinity Seats. And I'm working. I got a bunch of little sponsors here in Borrego, so I'm kind of riding for Borrego Springs.
Excellent.
Like 6 different companies down here, but I'm trying to put together a little scholarship. I am just retired from teaching, and I'm doing a little bit of help over at the high school. So I'm working on setting up a little scholarship for a fundraiser for RAAM.
Excellent.
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. I'm talking to someone that actually we finally got a hold of each other today in a way. My sister is a link between them and I, but we have nothing definite. Yeah, I will probably have some sort of charity. Oh my gosh, for when I do the race. At this point, again, we're just talking. So we will disclose when we're ready.
Excellent. That's awesome. Great.
Keep us informed. Now, if you want to learn more about Maria, you can go to the OhioRAAMshow.com. And on this show, you'll find in the show notes a link to her Facebook page. Also, her GoFundMe page is there. If you'd like to help her out a little bit, I'm sure she'd appreciate that. And
I will not be able to go, by the way. I depleted my savings accounts at the Longhorn.
Oh no.
Well, I think that's probably the case for that.
She just laughs.
Do you ladies have any questions of the other you'd like to ask?
Well, Sylvia, you're more than welcome to visit me here in Arizona for the heat training. So.
And same, you're welcome to come right up and down the glass elevator.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, you should come out. We'll chat.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
Outstanding.
Hey, Jim.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know how many people we've had, but let's roll that thing and give.
Okay, let me get it up here. Hopefully, I can hit the right buttons. Let me get that solo
I should have
up
done
here.
that because I know with your laptop that's hard to do.
Yeah. And I'm, like I said, I'm
here.
sleep deprived, so it's not helping. All right, here we
There you
go. Dusty!
I am glad Dusty won that. Not that
Yes.
I'm prejudiced, but I owe her one, and I'll tell you what, Dusty, I will give you not only a mouse pad,
Nice.
but I'm going to personally autograph this for you.
And if you're really lucky, he's going to send you the signed photograph of him also.
Getting interviews.
No, and Dusty, that makes this even more valuable for generations to come. You know, you can tell people years from now. Hey,
She's
I got
excited.
this mouse pad.
Yes.
Lee Craig. Yes, I can tell. With excitement, isn't she?
Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we got some more comments out there, have we? No,
I've hit them all, so yep.
He's going in behind you.
Okay. Listen, ladies, thank you for being with us. Don't
Yes,
go away.
definitely.
We'll chat for a little bit when this is
Thank you,
over.
Dan.
Thank you all for watching. We appreciate all of you out there so much. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Aunt Susie. We appreciate that.
Definitely.
Deal. It's just, ladies, it's an inside joke. We won't, just between us chickens.
Look at the
Yeah.
Oh, Peanut?
Oh,
yeah, that's
did
nice.
you get Dusty's
Who's
comment?
that,
I
Peanut?
didn't see
Yeah,
it.
there's Peanut.
Oh, there's Peanut.
There she is.
Oh, there's
My famous dog.
yeah.
Oh, there
My
she
dog's
is.
not in here tonight.
Oh, no.
That was hilarious.
Very good. We
All
better
right.
get out of here before we get run out. Gregory,
Thank you
are
very
you
much.
awake?
Thank you
for
both.
having us.
Thanks
Yes.
a lot. Thank
Bye.
you, ladies. Hang around for a bit.
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.